Did they just kiss? Kim says Paulo is a good kisser, a moment that has fans talking. In the ever-exciting world of love teams, it only takes a single moment to set hearts racing. And this time, Kimpau may have just done it again. A glance that lingered a little too long, a closeness that felt different, and suddenly fans everywhere are asking the same question. Did they just kiss? It wasn't a grand, dramatic scene. No flashing lights, no loud declarations. Instead, it was subtle, almost like a moment that wasn't meant to be fully seen, but deeply felt. And somehow, that made it even more powerful. Because when something feels real, people notice. And with Kimpau, fans have learned to read even the quietest signals. Then came the line that truly sent everyone into a spiral. Kim casually saying that Paulo is a good kisser. Simple words, yet filled with curiosity, playfulness, and just enough mystery to leave people wondering what really lies behind them. Was it said as a joke? A tease? Or was there a hint of truth hidden in that soft confession? That's the magic of Kimpau. They don't need to confirm anything outright. They don't need to explain every moment. Their connection speaks in a language that feels natural, leaving space for imagination while still grounding itself in something sincere. Fans couldn't help but replay the moment again and again, analyzing every detail, the timing, the expressions, the way they looked at each other afterward. Because with Kimpau, it's never just about what happens. It's about how it happens. The emotions, the energy, the unspoken understanding that seems to flow so effortlessly between them. And perhaps what makes this even more captivating is how comfortable they seem with each other. There's no awkwardness, no hesitation, just a kind of ease that suggests familiarity and trust. Whether it was truly a kiss or simply a moment that looked like one, it carried a feeling that fans couldn't ignore. Kim's playful remark about Paulo being a good kisser adds another layer to the story. It brings a lightness, a teasing charm that fits perfectly with their dynamic. It's the kind of comment that makes people smile, laugh, and at the same time, wonder just a little bit more. But beyond the excitement and speculation, what really stands out is the connection itself. Kimpau continues to give people moments that feel alive, moments that spark joy, curiosity, and even a bit of hope. Not because everything is clearly defined, but because it isn't, because there's still something to discover, something to feel. So, did they really kiss? Maybe yes, maybe no. But in a way, the answer doesn't even matter as much as the feeling that moment created. Because once again, Kimpau has reminded everyone that sometimes it's the almost hidden moments, the soft, fleeting ones, that leave the strongest impact. And just when people thought the moment would slowly fade, it only seemed to grow stronger, spreading across conversations, timelines, and fan discussions like a soft echo that refuses to disappear. Because with Kimpau, one moment is never just one moment. It becomes a feeling that lingers, something fans carry with them long after the scene has passed. What makes this particular moment so unforgettable is how natural it felt. There was no sense of performance, no sign that it was carefully planned to create buzz. Instead, it looked like something that simply happened, unexpected, unguarded, and beautifully real. And in a space where so many interactions can feel scripted, that kind of authenticity stands out immediately. Fans began to notice the small details that came after, and sometimes those are even more telling than the moment itself. The shy smiles, the brief pauses, the way their energy seemed slightly different, as if both of them were quietly aware that something had shifted, even just a little. Those subtle changes are what keep people watching closely, because they suggest depth beyond what is openly shown. Kim's comment about Paulo being a good kisser didn't just spark excitement, it added personality to the moment. It showed her playful side, her comfort in teasing, and the kind of dynamic they share that feels light yet meaningful. It wasn't overly serious, but it wasn't empty either. It sat perfectly in that in-between space where humor meets honesty, and that's exactly where Kimpau seems to thrive. And then there's Paulo's side of it all, the way he carries himself in these moments. Often calm, sometimes slightly caught off guard, but never disconnected. His reactions, whether subtle or expressive, add balance to Kim's energy. Together, they create a rhythm that feels effortless, like two people who understand each other's timing without needing to say much. As discussions continue, one thing becomes clear. People aren't just invested in whether a kiss happened. They're invested in what that moment means. Because for many, Kimpau represents more than just a pairing. It represents possibility. The possibility of something genuine forming in a space where things are often uncertain. The possibility that what starts as a connection on screen can grow into something deeper, something real. There's also a sense of protectiveness among fans. While they celebrate these moments, they also understand the importance of allowing things to unfold naturally. Not everything needs to be confirmed, explained, or defined right away. Sometimes the beauty lies in letting things breathe, in letting moments exist without pressure. And maybe that's why this particular moment feels so special. It wasn't loud, it didn't demand attention, it simply happened, and because of that, it felt honest. It gave fans something to smile about, something to talk about, and something to quietly hold on to. As Kimpau's journey continues, moments like this become part of a larger story, one that isn't rushed, but gently unfolding. Each glance, each laugh, each unexpected comment adds another layer, another piece to something that feels increasingly meaningful. So whether it was a kiss, almost a kiss, or just a perfectly timed illusion, it doesn't change the impact it had. Because in that brief, delicate moment, Kimpau once again reminded everyone why they're so captivating. Not because they give all the answers, but because they leave just enough mystery to make people feel something real. And sometimes, that's even more powerful than certainty.